So today we are going to talk about integers. Integers are negative, positive, that are natural numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative, that is -1, -2, -3, and the very important, that is 0, which is a neutral number. Neutral means that is neither positive, neither negative. It is a neutral number. It does not have any sign. So now, when somebody is asking you definition of integer, what are integers? You should always say the integers are positive numbers, negative numbers, and 0. You should not forget to say 0, or every time you forget to say 0. So whenever somebody asks you what is integers, you should say they are positive, negative, as well as 0. Okay, so now if you don't want to say positive and 0, you can directly say that integers are whole numbers and negative numbers. Now what are whole numbers? Whole number includes both positive as well as 0. Positive numbers means 1, 2, 3, that are also called as natural numbers. When they are attached with 0 together, like natural numbers together with 0, they are called as whole numbers. Okay, so this is the definition of integers, that is negative numbers and whole numbers together form integers. Okay, so now we all know the laws for integers, like if there is a plus, answer becomes plus. If there is minus, answer again becomes minus. If there is plus minus, answer becomes minus. If there is minus plus, answer again becomes minus. That is, if there is same signs, plus, then the answer also stands to be plus. If there are different signs like plus minus or minus plus, the answer also stands to be minus. So for same things you have to do plus, for different thing you have to do minus. Okay, so now we have studied lot of properties of integers, but we also know that we plot a number line, 0 is in between. On the right side there are positive numbers, on the left side there are negative numbers. This is all the basic concept which we learn. But now we are going to learn about some properties of integers. That is, the very first property, the closed, or we can say the closure property of addition and subtraction. Like, what do you mean by integers have the closed by addition and subtraction? Now closed by addition and subtraction stands here for example, we take two integers. -2 is an integer, plus 3 is also an integer. Suppose we are adding them. The answer we got was +1. Okay, so +1 is also an integer. So this means that when you add two integers or subtract two integers, two or more integers, when you add or subtract two or more integers, the answer which you get will also be an integer. The answer which you get will also be an integer. It cannot be anything else. It can be integers only. When you add or subtract two integers, the answer should also be a integer. That is nothing but closure property, or we called it as closed by addition and subtraction. Similarly, integers are also closed by multiplication. That is, when you multiply two integers, for example, again we take the same example, -2 multiplied by -3. Okay, when you multiply two integers, the answer also becomes the same. Okay, same, the answer becomes integer only, because this was an integer, this was also integers. When you multiplied them, the answer also turned out to be an integer. So this is called as the closure property, or closed by multiplication. So we have to always remember that integers are closed by addition, are closed by subtraction, and closed by multiplication. But unclosed, that is, the closure property is not applicable to division. Division does not support this property. Like if you divide two integers, like for example, we'll take the same example, divide by -3, the answer turns out to be 0.67. The answer turns out to be 0.67. Now 0.67 is not a integer. Okay, so the integers are unclosed by division, but they are closed by addition, subtraction, and multiplication, but are unclosed by division. Hope this is cleared. Now we know we'll first check out how to add or subtract the integers. Okay, we have did this last year, but still again how to do addition and subtraction for both. Like if we have got two digits, like how will you solve this example? -2 plus 6. Okay, so -2 plus 6, what is this? Minus plus. We know that if you have got same signs, then you have to add. If you have got different signs, you have to subtract. If same signs, you have got adding. If different signs, you have got subtraction. Okay, so here there are different signs. This is plus, and this is minus. So here you will be subtracting. So what is the difference? What do we get when you subtract 6 and 2? The answer is 4. This is for getting the number. Now which sign should you give? The sign of the bigger number. Now which is the bigger number? Bigger number is 6. So which sign does it have? It has a plus sign. So the answer will also be having a plus sign. I'll explain it again. Like for example, this was minus, this was plus. They both were different. So you have to subtract. So when you subtract 6 and 2, you get 4. But the sign which you give, that should be of the bigger number. So bigger number was 6, so the sign become plus 4. Now similarly, if you check out the second one, this is -2 plus -6. Now we again know plus minus, they both are different. So the final sign of 6 becomes -6. Here the 2 was having one sign, but here the 6 has two different signs. 6 has plus sign also, 6 has minus sign also. So to make it one sign, you have to again use that formula. That is plus, when there are two different things, you have to minus. So plus minus becomes minus. So -2 and plus 6. Now this is your next question which you got. This was your main question. You figured out till this much. Now this is -1, this is minus. So minus, they both are same. So you have to do addition. So add both of these 6 and 2. When you add them, they becomes 8. And who is the bigger number? Bigger number is 6. The sign of 6 is minus. So you have to again give them a -8. This is the trick how you solve the addition or subtraction of integers. Similarly, we'll check out the last question. That is, if you get plus 3 minus of -1. Now 3 is having one sign, plus 3. Now 1 is having two different signs, minus sign, two minus signs, and you can't solve it by two minus signs, so you have to reduce it for 1. So now minus becomes plus. So 3 plus 3 plus 1. So you got this. Both are plus. So plus again they are same. So again you have to do addition. Addition becomes 4. The bigger number was 3. Its sign was plus. Okay. So in this way you have to solve the addition and subtraction of integers. So this we have learned last year, but now again we have to do the properties of addition and subtraction in integers. Like how do integers behave when it comes to the properties. Like for example, we'll check out over here, that is property. The very first property is commutativity. Now commutativity is applicable for addition, but it is not applicable for subtraction. First of all, I will tell you what is commutativity. So commutativity, for example, you have taken -2 and you have taken 6. Now if you add both of them, because it's the addition column, if you add both of them, your answer is 4. If you change their positions, like if you change 6 comes here and the 2 goes here, which we have done here, 6 has came here and 2 has went there, their positions are interchanged. Again the answer remains the same. Again the answer is 4. So this is the property of commutativity. Like if you change the positions, of the integers, then also in addition the answer is going to remain the same. If you change the position, the answer is going to remain the same. That is, in general we can state it as a plus b is equal to b plus a. Similarly, if I can say in simple language, 2 plus 3 is also 5 and 3 plus 2 is also 5. So if you change the position in addition of any integers, the answer is still going to remain the same. Okay, this property is called as commutativity. Okay, like if you change the position, there is no effect on the answers. But this property is not applicable when it comes to subtraction. Like for example, this is minus 2 plus minus 6. So if you change their position, you can see here the answer was minus 8 and here the answer is 8. This is positive and this is negative. So because the sign is changed, you cannot say that they both are commutative. But otherwise you can state it like a plus b is minus of, like why minus, because the sign has changed. Here it was plus 8, when the position changed it became minus 8. So when you change the position in subtraction, the commutativity is not followed because the sign changes. Like if here I got the answer as minus 8, if I change the position, the answer becomes plus 8. This property of commutativity is not applicable for subtraction, but it is applicable for addition. Similarly, if you go on to the next thing, that is associativity. Now associativity means to combine. Associate means to combine. Now how will you combine the things? The very first thing is that we'll take two sets of integers. 2 plus 5 is one set and 6 minus 7 is another set. For example, 2 plus 5 is one set and 6 minus 7 is another set. We are adding them. The answer turned out to be 6. Now check out here. I have changed the position. Here it was 2 plus 5 and 6 minus 7. Now I had changed the position. I have made 2 plus 6 and 5 minus 7. I have changed their position. I have changed the set. So I have associated them. I have joined them, combined them with a different partner. Here 2's partner was 5. Here 6's partner was 7. But here in this case 2's partner is 6 and 5's partner is 7. Like if you change their partners, still in addition the answer remains the same. Like here it was 2 and 5, here it was 6 and 7. The answer was 6. If here also it was 2 and 6 and 5 and 7, still the answer is 6. Like if you change the partners, if you change the sets, if you change the associativity, again the answer is going to remain the same. So this property, associativity property, is also applicable to the addition, but this property is not applicable to the subtraction. This property is not applicable to subtraction. Why? Because if you can check here that when we change the partners, like if I make 2 plus 5 and 6 and 7 were the groups, the answer turned out to be 8. When I changed their partners, I changed their partners, the answer turned out to be 9. So this property is not followed by subtraction. Okay, so associativity is again followed by addition but not followed by subtraction. Similarly, commutativity was followed by addition but not followed by subtraction. Now you can state it in general like a plus b is equal to d plus c is same as is equal to a plus c plus b plus d. See, here the partners have changed. A has got mixed with c and b has got mixed with d. Still the answer will remain the same. This property is called as associativity. Okay, it is applicable only in addition, not for subtraction. Now the very last property, that is identity. Now identity, this is, we are talking about additive identity. Now identity stands for something which does not change the integer. For example, if you add 0 to any number, the answer is going to remain that same. Like if you add 5 plus 0, the answer is going to be 5. If you add minus 5 plus 0, answer is going to be minus 5. So there is no effect if you add 0 to any number. If you add 0 to any number, any integer, the answer is going to remain the same. So 0 is our identity. 0 becomes our identity. Now 0, this identity is also applicable to subtraction. Okay, commutativity and associativity was not applicable to subtraction, but identity, which is 0, it is applicable to subtraction as well. Okay, so if you subtract 0 from any number, again the answer is gonna be same. If you add 0 to any number, again the answer is going to be the same. Okay, so in general we can quote that a plus 0 is a minus 0 is also a. Okay, now wherever I have used this ABCs, you have to always remember that this ABC stands for integer. ABC is some or the other number. Okay, ABC is A1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's some or the other number. Okay, now you know that plus plus plus, same things have got plus answers and different things have got minus answers. Okay, now example, what example I'll give you, whose sum is plus 10. Like you will be having questions like give the sets whose number will be plus 10. So you have to say plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus. So you have to plus them, it becomes 10, and sign will be again bigger number. These are both are same, so this is plus 1. Okay, plus 10. Okay, this was one set. Another set you can make it of plus 2 plus 8 plus 2 and plus 8. Okay, so again the answer turns out to be plus 10. Okay, so or another question can be like whose product. Now you know product means multiplication, sum means addition. Okay, so now you multiply, you have to get answer plus 10. Now you have to multiply, 5 2s are 10, so you again getting here 10, and plus plus becomes plus, you got plus plus becomes plus. Minus 2 minus 5, 2 5s are 10, minus minus again becomes plus, minus minus again becomes plus. Okay, so in this way these properties are being used. Okay, now very last property of addition of integers, that is additive inverse. Now we have studied about commutativity, associativity and identity. This is a very easy concept, and inverse basically stands for opposite. Inverse stands for opposite. Additive inverse, now basically it stands for opposite sign of integers whose sum or solution is 0. Means what I am saying, if I have got plus 10, its additive inverse will be minus 10. If I have got minus 123, its additive inverse will be plus 123. If I have got minus 2, its additive inverse will be plus 2. So only the sign changes. This is nothing but the additive inverse. So whenever you are said to write the additive inverse of any number, just change this sign. If it is given plus 6, make it minus 6. If it is given minus 6, make it plus 6. So in this way you have to give the additive inverses. Now why this is called as additive inverse? So there is a proof behind it. Basically when an inverse comes, you have to get, by adding it you should get the identity. Now what was the identity for integers? Additive identity was 0. So for example we got plus 10 minus 10. When you added them, when you add plus 10 minus 10, the answer is 0, which is our identity. Okay, again if you add minus 123 plus 23, the answer is 0. Again we got our identity. If you add minus 2 plus 2, again the answer turns out to be 0. So when the answer turns out to be 0, by adding any integers, they are called as additive inverse of that number. For example, plus was plus when added to minus 10, plus 10 when added to minus 10, they got 0. Minus 23 when added to plus 23, the answer was 0. Minus 2 when added to plus 2, the answer was again 0. Okay, so in this way you have to find out the additive inverse. How additive inverse, why additive inverse is minus 10, additive inverse is plus 10, additive inverse is minus 10, because when you add them, the answer turns out to be 0, which is our identity. Hope this is cleared. So whenever you're asked to find out, just remember, whenever you're asked to find out additive inverse, you should always use the number with opposite sign. Okay, like if you have given plus 10, use minus 10. Now, I hope the addition and division of integers was clear. Now we'll be doing out multiplication and division of integers. Now it's very easy, comparatively very easy, because here you have got you have to first check out whether they are same or different, then you have to check out the bigger number sign and then give the sign. There was two different things. First you have to check out whether to do plus addition or subtraction, and then you have to check out for sign which is bigger number. But here in addition, division, multiplication and division, it is very easy. For example, you have to do simple multiplication, that is 2 6 Now what is 2 6 2 6 is 12. 2 6 is 12. Here you should not think about any bigger number or smaller number. You should only think that minus becomes plus and give the sign. Again, I am saying that here when we are doing addition and subtraction, you should check the bigger number sign and give the sign. When it comes to multiplication and division, you should not check the bigger number. You should check whether minus becomes plus. Okay, you should not check the bigger number or smaller number, because it is multiplication and division. Okay, again coming out to be second one, 2 3s are 6. Again here minus plus becomes minus. Don't think that it is bigger number or smaller numbers, just do minus plus. They are different, so answer will be minus. You know which we have written over here. Okay, only one thing, if you are remembering this, plus same means plus, different means minus, this is the only key for integer solving. Now check out division examples. Similar division which you do regularly, 6 divided by 2. 6 divided by 2, answer is 3. Now what will be the sign? Sign will be of minus plus. Okay, again example 3, 4 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2, you know that. So plus minus again becomes minus. Plus minus becomes minus. Don't think of any bigger or smaller number, but here you have to always give the sign of bigger number when it is addition and subtraction. For multiplication and division of integers, do not check the bigger numbers, only check the signs, only check the sign combinations. Okay. Now first we'll discuss some properties which we discussed over here for addition and subtraction. Now we'll discuss the same property of integers for multiplication and division. So multiplication and division also got same properties, that is commutative, associativity, identity, and there is one more, that is distributivity, which I will be discussing at the end. But first, again, you know what is commutativity. We discussed over here that commutativity is when you change the position. When you change the position, the answer remains the same in addition but not in subtraction. Similarly, for multiplication also, when you change the position, like 2 1s are 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. Minus 1 into 2 is again minus 2. So when you change the position in multiplication also, the answer remains the same. So commutativity is applicable to multiplication. But if you go on to division, the commutativity is not applicable. Like for example, check 2 divided by minus 1 was minus 2 and minus 1 divided by 2 was minus 0.5. So answers are different. So commutativity is applicable for multiplication but it is not applicable for division. Okay, commutativity is applicable for multiplication but it is not applicable for division. Okay. Now, similarly, when it comes to associativity, associate, again here we have grouped. Here we group the things. When you change the partners, again the answer remains the same. When you change the partners, again the answer remains the same. Was in addition, but subtraction, again this law was not followed. So now associativity here also again stands to be the same. For example, we have got 2 minus 2 multiplied by, first set was first you have to first see if you have got 3 integers, minus 2, minus 3 and minus 4. Minus 2, minus 3 and minus 4. if we want, we can solve first this 2 and then multiply with the minus 2. First you can solve minus 3 into minus 4. First you can solve minus 3 into minus 4 and then you can multiply it with minus 2. But if I don't want to solve it like that, I can also do that. I can first solve this 2 and then multiply it with minus 4. I will write it here in more detail. For example, you have got 3 integers. Example 2 minus 3 and minus 4. 2 minus 3 and minus 4. Okay, so now you have to multiply them. Now which 2 should you solve first? Either this 2, first this 2 you have to multiply, or this 2 you have to multiply. Which set you will solve the first? So associativity says that you can solve either this 2 first, or you can also solve this 2 first. And solving any one will give you the same answer. Solving any one will give you the same answer. If you check out, I have first solved minus 3 and minus 4. Answer was minus 24. Here I first solved minus 2 and minus 3. Again my answer turned out to be minus 24. So this is nothing but your associativity. That you even change the partners, the answer is going to remain the same. You can in general quote it as A into B plus B into C and A into B into C. Like first you have to multiply B into C and then multiply with A, answer is going to remain the same. Or you can just multiply A and B and then multiply the answer with C. Answer is again, the final answer is going to remain the same. Okay, this is called as associativity. It is applicable for multiplication. Similarly, associativity is again not applicable to the division. Like if you change the partners, the answer does not remain the same. Like, okay, division does not follow associativity. Okay, now again identity. You can check out the example in detail afterwards. If you want to screenshot, please screenshot it and check out the example. Identity. Now identity for addition and subtraction. For addition and subtraction, the identity was 0. Why identity? What is identity? I told at that time, like identity is adding. When you add something to that number, the number remains the answer remains the same. When you add something to that number, when you subtract something to that number, the answer remains. Like 0 was the identity in addition and subtraction. You added 0, the answer remained same. You subtracted 0, the answer remained the same. But if you want, what is the identity for multiplication and division then? Like some people will get confused. They will also write multiplicative identity as also 0. Multiplicative or division identity is not 0. 0 is additive identity or subtractive identity. For multiplication and division, the identity is different. It is 1. For addition and subtraction, it is 0. For multiplication and division, it is 1. Why? Because when you multiply 1 with any number, the answer remains the same. Identity works as giving you same answer. When you multiply, do anything with the identity, the answer should be the same. Okay. For example, if we have done this, if we have done multiplication with 0, answer would be 0 because anything into 0 is 0. So this is the contradictory statement. Identity's work is to have the same answer. So 0 cannot be the multiplicative identity. The multiplicative identity is 1 and it should always be 1 because you multiply or divide anything to 1, the answer is going to remain the same. So always remember, for multiplication the identity is 1, for addition and subtraction the identity is 0. Okay. Now here when it comes to division, also the identity is 1 and it is followed by division also, but only when 1 is in denominator. Like you cannot put the 1 in numerator. Like this, you can write this as minus 2 upon 1, right? So it's okay when you write it into denominator because the answer is going to 1 divided by anything divided by 1 is the same number. But if you divide 1 by any number, the answer is not going to remain the same. So only condition that 1 is also the identity, division identity, but only when 1 is in denominator. 1 cannot be in numerator. Here it is okay if you change the position, like 2 1 is 2, 1 2 is again 2. But 2 divided by 1 is 2, but 1 divided by 2 is not 2. This is the major difference. Everybody make a mistake that for identity is 1 for multiplication as well as division, but here you can change the position. Anything multiplied by 1 or 1 multiplied by anything gives you the same answer, but in division this is not the case. You cannot divide 1, the answer for 2 divided by 1 and 1 divided by 2 is not the same. Okay, 1 divided by 2 is 0.5, which is different answer. Okay, so now this can be generalized as a into 1 is a, but a divided by 1 is also a, but 1 into a is also a. 1 divided by a is not a. So here you can change the position, still the answer is same. Here because commutativity was not followed. Okay, so here you can't change the position. Again, I hope this is clear. I'll just make it out a difference. Again, the commutativity is if you change the positions, the answer is going to remain the same for multiplication, not applicable for division. If you solve any 2 first and then multiply with it, the answer is going to remain the same, not followed for division. The identity, if you multiply anything by 1 or 1 multiplied by anything, the answer is going to remain the same. But if you divide anything by 1, the answer is going to remain the same. But 1, if you divide it by a number, the answer is not going to remain the same. So 1 is the identity for multiplicative. Distributivity. Now distributive, this is a very easy and quite an interesting concept. So distribute is to mean separate. Like you have got this bracket, check out here, 2 multiplied by 3 minus 4, 2 multiplied by 3 minus 4. Like how will you solve this? You will first write, you can directly solve it. You will first bracket, you will solve always. So you can do like this is 3 minus 4 is minus 1, so you can solve this now. So this was when you easily solve the brackets. But now this form, if I don't want to solve the bracket, for example, if some conditions are there and I don't want to solve the bracket, it is difficult to solve. Here it is very easy, but if it is difficult to solve the bracket, that if you don't know how to subtract it easily, you can do that. You can distribute this 2. This 2 is applicable for both. So first you can do multiply 2 3s, and which was the sign in between? Minus. You put out the minus and 2 multiplied by 4. This is called as distribute. That is, you distribute this 2 which was in multiplication of both this. You can distribute in both ways. Like you can distribute 2 to 3 and 2 into 4. Okay, the answer is again going to remain the same. When you solve it like this, it was also minus 2. If you solve it like this, by distributing it, answer is again going to be the same. Okay, again answer is going to be the same. Okay, so again I will explain, again I will try to explain it. Second example, like for example, this is minus 2 multiplied by, this is your some plus minus sum. So you can first solve this and then you can get an answer. Okay, and then if you don't want to solve this, then I will distribute it among them. So like minus 2 multiplied by minus 4 and minus 2 multiplied by minus 3, and what was the sign in between? Was plus. So you have to distribute this minus 2 into both of them, minus 2 into minus 4 and minus 2 into minus 3. If you solve both of them, the answer is again going to be the same as of here. Okay, so this is a homework for you. You can do it. Okay, now similarly, now check out for the division. Is distributivity applicable for division? No, the distributive is again not applicable for division. You can check out why it is not applicable for division. When you distribute it among the numbers which you have got, the answer does not remains the same. So distributivity is again not applicable to division, but it is applicable to multiplication. Okay, now you can state this in like a into B plus or minus can anything can be then B plus or minus C, or is equal to A into B plus or minus A into C. Like see here, A is distributed among B and C. A into B, A is distributed among B and C as A into B and A into C, and whatever the sign was in between, if it is plus you have to put a plus, if it is minus you have to put a minus. Okay, now I hope this has been cleared, the commutativity, associativity, identity and distributivity for multiplication and division. I wish everyone to please again and again, I request you to please again and again go through the video so that you get more clear idea of how does it works, because it's a lot of things in a very small time. So please go through it again and again. Now check out over here, multiplication and division of more than two integers. Now we have everything we have discussed was for 1 or 2 or maximum 3. Now what if we have to do more integers like 4 or 5 or 6, that type of integers? Now again the same thing, it's not anything a difficult task, but only thing you should be worried about is your sign. You should do the regular addition and multiplication which you do, like 2 2s are 4, 3 2s are 6, and you should multiply and check out the answer. Only thing you should be concerned about, that is what sign should be putting, because the sign in integers is very important. If you can answer is very easy to find out, like you know how to multiply. 2 2s are 4, 4 3s are 4 3s are 12, 12 2s are 24. That's very easy to get the answer, but the sign is very important. So for sign, make divide it into two sections. Like for example, what is this? This is plus. Okay, when there is no sign we assume it as plus. Plus minus, plus minus minus. So you have got minus over here. Okay, minus plus, again minus, minus either tak you have got minus, till here you got minus, again now minus plus minus. In this way you have to check out the minus sign. Okay, so again I will give you an example. Check out like this. Minus 3 into minus 2 into minus 1 into plus 3 into minus 2. Now this is a bigger number. Now what will be the answer? First write down the answer. 2 3s are 6, 6 2s are 12, 12 1s are 1, 12 1s are 12, sorry, I'm really sorry, 12 1s are 12, and 12 3s are 36. So 36 is your answer. Okay, 36, but what sign should you put? Now check out for the sign. Same rules which were applicable for the 2, again go on with that. Plus minus minus plus. Now this 2 became plus. Okay, this 2 became plus. Now again this plus with this minus. Plus, don't count this one now. Now this was the plus you got, minus minus plus, plus again plus minus, again by combining this 2 you got at plus minus minus. Now this is the minus, don't check for these things now. Again now this minus and this minus, minus minus plus. Now this plus and this plus, plus plus plus. So the final sign should be plus. Final sign should be plus. Okay, I'll be doing few more for you so that you could get more clearer idea. Minus 2 multiplied by minus 1 multiplied by minus 3 multiplied by minus 4 multiplied by minus 2. Now what will be the answer? Check out first answer. 2 1s are 2, 2 3s are 6, 6 4s are is 20, 6 4s are is 24, 6 5 6 24 2s are 24 2s are 48. So your answer is 48. Now which sign should you put? This is minus. So now combine these two first. Go in order. Minus minus plus. Now this plus and this minus. This plus and this minus. Plus minus again minus. For doing this you should be by-hearted with that plus 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 minus minus plus. सेम होगा तो प्लस, डिफरेंट होगा तो माइनस, दैट वाला स्टफ. Okay, now this minus you have got, this minus, use it with this minus, minus minus. Now this plus, use it with this minus, minus plus, again minus. So final answer gets me to be minus. In this way you should do many numbers of multiplication. Okay, it's very simple. Once you get practice through it, it's very easy for you. Now something about negatives, like for 2 you know minus minus plus, but for 3, for 3c, minus minus becomes plus, and then this is the minus sign, you have extra one, so again plus minus again becomes minus. So this is how you get to, when there were 2 minuses, when there were 2 negatives, you got a positive. When there were 3 negatives, the answer turned out to be negative. When there were 2 negatives, the answer was positive. But when there was 3 negative, the answer turned out to be when there were 2 negatives, there was the answer was positive. When there were 3 negatives, the answer was negative. This why this is so, because 2 negatives they combine and make plus, and this was the remaining one. So again plus minus becomes minus. Similar thing which we did over here for solving, same trick is applied over here. Okay, so see, minus 2 minus 3, 2 3s are 6, this, and minus minus becomes plus, minus minus becomes, when there is no sign in between, you should assume that there is multiplication. Okay, minus minus plus. Okay, when we multiplied 2 negative numbers, the answer was a positive number. But now check out, minus 3 negative numbers. There are how many negative numbers? 3 negative numbers. Okay, minus 2 minus 3 minus 2. So this is minus minus plus 6, 2 3s are 6, and this was minus 2 remaining. Answer turned out to be minus 12. Okay, when there were 2 negatives, the answer was positive. When there were 3 negatives, the answer was negative. So by this we code that for all. Now we know you all know odd and even numbers. Odd and even numbers, what's the difference? Odd numbers are not in two table, and even numbers are in two tables. We all know that for even numbers they are multiplications of 2, and odd numbers they are not multiplication of 2. They are not in 2's table. 2 4 6 8 0 are even numbers, and other than 1 3 5 7 9 they are odd numbers. So for all even number of negative integers, multiplication, like if you are multiplying, for example, 5 negative numbers, 1 2 3 4 5, for example you are multiplying 5 negative numbers, the answer which you will be getting is now 5 is an odd number. For odd number, the answer you will be getting will be minus. Okay, and if you are multiplying, for example, 4, 1 2 3 4, 4 negative numbers, 4 is an even number. For even, the answer will be, the sign will be plus. So that is what is written over here. For all even multiplication of negative numbers, the answer is positive, and for all odd multiplication of negative integers, the answer is negative. Same goes with division. For division also the same rule is applicable. Okay, like if there are even divisions of negative numbers, the answer is going to be positive. If there are odd divisions of negative numbers, the answer is going to be negative. Again, I will try to explain this last point into a quite different way. That is, for example, minus 2 minus 2 minus 2 minus 2. Now these are 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16. Okay, 16. So now check out how many negative numbers are there. 1 2 3 and 4. There are 4 negative numbers. So 4 negative numbers. 4 is an even number or odd number? 4 is an even number. For even number, you should always remember that the sign is plus. Okay, for even numbers of negative, the sign is plus. For now, check out over here. So this 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8 to the 16, 16 to the 32. So now this becomes, now check out what sign you will be having. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is an even number, odd number. 5 is an odd number. For odd number there will be a negative sign. So always remember, when there are all negatives, should always check how many are there. If there is an even number, you should give a plus sign. If there is an odd number of negative numbers, you should give a minus sign. Okay. In this way we conclude. Again, I will just take out what things we did in today's session. That was integers, negative, positive, origin, whole numbers. Whole numbers and negative numbers together makes the integers. We know that it is closed by addition and subtraction. Closure property is that when you add or subtract or multiply any of the integers, the answer is again going to be an integer. It is not going to change. But it is not closed by division. Why? Because when you divide, the answer can be a decimal number. It is not compulsory that it will always be an integer. It can be a decimal number also. So it is closed by addition, it is closed by subtraction, it is closed by multiplication, integers, but it is not closed by division. Okay. Addition and subtraction had few properties, that is commutativity, associativity and identity. Commutativity, if you change the positions, the answer is going to remain the same for addition, not applicable for subtraction. Associativity, if you change their partners, no problem, the answer is going to remain the same for addition but not for subtraction. Identity, if you add 0 or if you subtract 0 from any of the integers, the answer is going to remain the same. That's why 0 is becoming the identity for addition and subtraction. Okay. Now we know if there are same things, you have to plus out. If there are different things, you have to minus out. Okay. Additive inverse is nothing but using the opposite side. If this is plus 10, you have to use minus 10. Why this is called as additive inverse? Because when you add both of them, plus 10 minus 10, the answer is going to be 0, which is your identity. So if you have asked any additive inverse, you should always use it by its a negative sign. Like if it is plus 10, you have to use minus 10. If it is minus 23, you have to use plus 23. This is nothing but additive inverse. Then we did multiplication and division of integers. Multiplication and division is very simple. For addition and subtraction, you have to always check out for first you have to do addition or subtraction. If there is different sign, first you have to do subtraction. If there is a same sign, you have to do addition. And then the sign which you are giving to the answer should be of the bigger number. The sign which you are giving to the answer should be of the bigger number for addition and subtraction. But for multiplication and division, this is not applicable. Just multiply. Check out plus minus becomes plus. No bigger sign, no bigger number is considered over here. You have to just consider minus becomes plus. And simple multiplication, 2 6 are 12. Same goes with the division. Okay. Now some properties of multiplication and division: commutative, associative and identity. If you change the multiplicative integers, the answer is again going to remain the same. So commutativity is applicable for multiplication but not for division. Again, associativity is applicable for multiplication, not for division. Identity, here the multiplicative identity is 1, and 1 is also division identity, but only when 1 is in denominator. Okay, not when one can never be in numerator, so the answer cannot be the same. So 1 is identity. Additive identity was 0, multiplicative identity is 1. Okay. Distributive identity, why? Because when you can't solve this, if you don't want to solve the brackets first, you can use the distributive law. That is, you can distribute this 2 into both of them and use the sign which is in between them. Like 2 can be 2 3s and 2 4s with the sign which was in between them. Similarly, it is not applicable for division again. Okay. Now how to multiply more numbers? Similar, it's very how to multiply more than 2 integers. It's very easy, the regular multiplication which you do, but for sign you should be only worried about sign. That is, but go with the go with one and another. Like first check out the first numbers, plus minus minus, minus plus minus, minus plus minus. So answer will be having a minus sign. Okay. Okay, by this we got to know that for even multiplication of negative numbers or even division of multiplicative or even division of negative numbers, the answer is going to be positive. For odd multiplication of negative numbers, the answer is going to be negative. Okay, we'll stop for that.